Hello, my fellow humans. Welcome back to another Daily Dice, where we ask the dice for a message and find out what that is. I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey, this channel, this ever-growing tribe. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and this space with you. For those of you that are new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. Should this happen to resonate with you, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe down below. With that being said, let's go ahead and hop to it and find out what is today's message. It was a special message just for you. That's what came through right before I started this. So, Source, what is the special message just for my fellow humans today? Source, what is the special message just for my humans? What would you like them to know today, Source? What's a special message just for my fellow humans? Okay, so we've got the 12th house, the moon, and Aquarius energy, and I love that it has to do with spirituality coming in here. There's been a big guilt that's been on you. Like, you are guilty for being who you are. You're guilty for the abilities that you have, or you're guilty because no one seems to understand what it is that you're doing. Or they're afraid. You know, like, if you're very spiritual, sometimes people are afraid of you because you're so connected, and they don't understand that, and so they get scared because they can't explain all the anomalies that happen, right? It's like when you go out and suddenly, like, you're spending time with a friend who's not spiritual, and it seems like the whole time that you're with them, you notice, I don't know, say 222, right? And you see 222, like, you go get gas, you get $22.22 in gas, or you show up at the gas station and your gas mileage says 222, and you know, or you show up at the theater and the tickets are $32.22. You know what I mean? Like, you just see it, but it happens like consistently, as you can't help but mention it because it's just so consistent in your life. And what they're saying is to not be guilty of that anymore. It's like you have a special gift where you're going to help influence others to see that part of themselves. So it's almost like the curiosity gets the better of them. So, like, even though this friend might be scared of you, they're also going to be curious to an extent where this is just the example they're giving. So this could be anybody. It could be family, it could be friends, it could be coworkers, it could be acquaintances, it could just be people you meet, whatever it is, right? But suddenly they're going to be like, oh, well, if it happens to them all the time, does it happen to me too? And I'm just not paying attention. And then all of a sudden it's like, Source is like, you opened up to me, yes, well, bam, like all these things. And it's kind of going to freak them out, but it's also going to open them up to like, wow, okay, they're not crazy. Like, this really does happen, right? And part of it is because you're so friendly and open about it here, and you're just detached, like you're detached to the outcome. You're not like expecting it to show up in your life. You're not over here like, oh, well, I expect all these numbers to pop up into my life. You're just happy being you, happy doing what you do, doing the unusual things that you do, and then suddenly it appears 3:33 on the clock. Right? And so when it appears, it's like, but it's almost like the guilt comes from sharing that part of yourself with another. The emotional disconnect is there. It's like you're recognizing that they're not as spiritual as you. You're recognizing that they're not as tapped in as you. And so there feels like there's some sort of dissonance there. And what it is that the special message here is that you're actually healing others without recognizing it, right? Like, you're not consciously going out and healing others. It's just that the more that you're yourself, the more that you let your uniqueness shine here, the more that you let that part of you, the unseen, become seen, right? Like, you're dispelling illusions that people really have lived by for so long. Like, oh, I can't trust the divine guidance that I'm getting, or I can't trust these numbers, or I can't trust the synchronicities. They're just coincidences. They're not synchronicities, right? And you're helping to show that there's so much more to this journey than what people may have initially thought. And it's just, if you've ever noticed, if you're someone that's on a spiritual journey, and you're like, you know, you get so excited when you start to see all these things, right? You're like, yes, like, this is so exciting. And so you start to tell people who are closest to you, and they're like, whatever, I don't see that stuff. Like, they're the first ones to, like, make you feel like you're should be ashamed of your abilities, or the fact that you either are psychic or that you have this divine connection. You're very intuitive, right? Oftentimes it's the ones that are closest to us that make us feel the worst about it. And so they're just saying, like, without knowing, like, you're actually impacting the people who've made you feel really bad about it. And it's not to make you feel good or bad. That's not what they're saying. It's just they're saying that continue to do that, because you're actually impacting people that you don't know as well. So, like, when you go to the store and your ticket says 444, you're like, huh, that's funny. That number's been following me around all week. And you just happen to mention it to the cashier. And the cashier's like, oh, that's amazing. I don't think I've ever seen that come up before. And you're like, really? Because it happens to me all the time. And they're like, really? You're like, yeah, it's just so random, it seems like, but it's just another synchronicity. And you just are so polite and innocent when you're saying it, and that makes them start to open up to it. So it's like beginning to abolish the illusions that have been set in place to make us question the spirit realm, and you're helping to alleviate those illusions. Look, we have yin energy on the bottom here with intuition, trust, patience, spirituality, and receptivity, right? With Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. And it's just, they're saying here, like, you might not always see the change. Like, you might not see it at all, actually. You might be it's like planting a seed that someone else is watering. And you're not the someone that's watering it. You're just the person that planted the seed. Like, we have I love you. These are powerful words. This is what you're showing people, is that love is something much more profound than what we initially thought it was. Look, we have number 11 here with look to your inner strength. You are stronger than you realize. Yeah, so it's just something that when you let down the guard of being closed off to sharing the synchronicity, sharing the coincidences, whatever it is that you call it, the serendipitous moments, you almost do a disservice to others because you're not giving them that magic. You are the magic, right? You are the magic that's happening. It's happening through you. Wow. Right? So they want this one. It's beauty. Yeah, you just don't see it, right? With swan spirit here with beauty. You're just not seeing it, but everyone else sees it. And they get to experience it firsthand with you. And that's something that's unique, right? Reciprocity with honeybee on the bottom. You begin to open up others to this more balanced way. And it's interesting because number 6 for me, while it's about solutions, resolutions, harmony, peace, for me, it's always been about seeing yourself through eyes of unconditional love and walking the path of unconditional love. And that's what the balance of 6 means to me on a deeper level here. And it's interesting that 6 would come up in regards to this reading. That's exactly what you're showing people, is unconditional love of something unseen. Something unseen. How amazing is that strategy? With number 3 here with Red Fox, this is just a clever way that Source is using you as a channel, right? And that sounds terrible, Source is using us, but no, it's just, we're here to do service for Source. Like, Source has a bigger plan for everybody. And when you're opening up to that and you're letting your heart shine and say, I'm not afraid to share this with others, then you're letting Source shine through you. That's what that beauty comes from. It's an internal light that's being shown here. We have cardinal energy with instigation, bravery, and pioneering spirit. This is something that takes a lot of bravery to share it with others, to even mention it, right? And Capricorn energy, ambition, realism, and methodical steps. And this is something that's beginning to manifest on a regular basis. And with the sand clock up here, it makes me think of the divine timing card too. Like, just trust in divine timing. Like, you might not be seeing it now, but you will see it eventually, how you're influencing others in a very deep way. But also emotionally, you're bringing by bringing what's unseen to the seen, you're bringing a true, deep, emotional healing to others as well. And that's what's so utterly profound. And they truly do appreciate it. And so here at the heart of your reading, you have the I love you card, which is it really talks about love just in general, whether that's loving another person, loving yourself, love from the divine. And here, I really feel like it's symbolic because you have love of the divine. And it's so interesting because that is the card that shows the back of the cards, right? Like this is the same thing on the back. So it feels like this is very much talking about sources using you as a channel. You're opening up to that channeling ability and you're healing people without knowing how you're healing people. And you might not see it now, but you will see it eventually. This is all part of a bigger plan. Okay, and that's a special message for you, is to just keep being you and not to shy away from those messages that you receive, no matter how frequent or infrequent they are, not to shy away from sharing those with the people who are around you, because it's helping to open up to the spirit realm. Okay, I love this message. This is truly awesome. If you feel like this is your message, leave a little swan emoji down below and say, I help others see the beauty in the unseen realm. And if it resonated with you, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel below. I'm going to go ahead and leave this here and get on out of here. I do want to take a quick second, though, to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my guides for coming together to give us this amazing message. And until next time, stay human. Bye.